Welcome to the first of the terrible mobile game reviews. We all hate those god-awful ads that plague our lives. You know the ones that you just know have nothing to do with the actual gameplay. In these reviews, I'm going to download those terrible games and I'm going to review them so that you don't have to. But we are not trying to see how good a game is, we are trying to see how awful it is. We'll give them a review and then rate them on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the worst. With that being said, I hope you enjoy. Today, we are looking at a special game called Breaker Fun. It's a game based on the Breakout games that have been around for ages. Breakout games are even older than the smartphone itself, existing as a mobile game on Blackberries and even PDAs. I remember it from when I was 10 years old, playing on my dad's cell phone. It's certainly no surprise that these games still exist, but it's sad to see them shamed using these clickbait ads and cookie-cutter designs. The Breakout style games have recently adopted the ad formula of a character, generally one you know and or love, that is trapped inside of many breaker blocks, and you have to try to save them before they die in some horrible way. Of course, the user in the ad is unable to save them either through gross incompetence or because the in-game timer is virtually impossible. And then they die in some horrible ragdoll way.
Help me!
This game is slightly unique in that it uses its own character instead of trying to bait you into clicking on the helpless Morty that's about to drown. But that doesn't stop the fact that we are still tired of seeing the same formula trying to show some fake interesting gameplay. As with many of these games, it's just simply generic. Is it totally awful? Not particularly. Is it good? Absolutely not. But could you mindlessly play it for a while if you have nothing better to do? I guess. But why would you want to? The graphics are quite basic and really don't bring anything new to the table. The gameplay itself is a simple Breakout game, but with the twist that you have special blocks that pop up randomly, and you also have some power-ups. As a note though, I tried a couple other games similar to this, and they all have the exact same special blocks, which is really odd. What really stood out as weird to me was the pop-up text that shows up while playing the game. You'll get a pop-up saying wonderful or perfect shot, but it's just at unusual times. For instance, right as you take the shot, it says, "Nice shot," and it hasn't even really hit anything yet. So, I don't know. It was just weirdly timed, and sometimes it didn't even seem like a good shot. The weirdest was one that popped up and said exactly right when I beat a level. Super weird. One thing I do have to give to them is that they didn't blatantly false advertise on the ad. There is a bolt-on side quest thing called The Adventure that allows you to save the guy from the ad. It takes about 20 seconds each level, and then you can't access the next adventure for at least 10 regular levels. But it is there, so kudos, I guess. A couple other game modes exist as well. They have the endless mode that just lets you keep going until the blocks hit the bottom. They also had this other mode that just told me it was waiting and never changed. Maybe I just didn't play long enough, but that was really weird to me. Felt unfinished. The game also had this really unusual side quest where you just use the stars you gain to build a campsite for your dude. Pointless and adds nothing to the game, but revenue, I suppose. As far as microtransactions, the prices were not disgusting. But of course, you did have to pay for everything. What was disgusting was the number of coins or diamonds you gain for playing versus how many you need to purchase new skins. I started with 300 diamonds, and over the course of 45 levels, I got approximately 100. Each of the skins cost 750 to 900 of these diamonds. Without the bonus at the beginning, I would need to play over 400 of these levels just to get a new skin. I understand you need some way to monetize, but that's just ridiculous. Then there's the piggy bank, which is just a silly monetization scheme anyway. Basically, if you don't know what that is, you fill up the piggy bank by going through the different levels, and then you have to pay real money in order to open it and get what you put in there. The kicker is that you hit a limit and you can no longer add any more, and you have to spend money in order to start earning more. It's pretty ridiculous. To finish up, the ads were interesting in this game. They do a really good job of pulling you in, making you think that you're safe from the onslaught of ads, and then they pull the trigger. To be fair, overall, there was not a ridiculous amount of ads. At the beginning, I didn't receive any ads. There was just the banner at the top that would display, but otherwise only the option to increase your coins after a level, and that's whatever, fine. Then about 15 levels in, the ads began. It started off slow, but quickly became an ad every other level, and one ad after every single adventure level, regardless of the timing. Not fun, but I guess what can you expect from a cookie-cutter mobile game that's designed to show you ads? Overall, the game is fine. It's not overly appalling, but it is ultimately a cookie-cutter game that only exists to show ads and get you to spend money. The levels are easy in order to deliver ads quickly, and there isn't anything groundbreaking or even really interesting at all. I think the game deserves a 5 on the terrible scale. It's boring, it's a money grab, but there's nothing in here that makes me want to go gouge my eyes out. It's just uninspired. That's it for this review. I hope you enjoyed listening. Have you played the game? Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and I hope to see you at the next one.